Hello and welcome to episode 19 of Anywhere But Here. I'm Tom.
I'm Ant.
And as usual, visit all our websites and stuff because we need more listeners. I feel.
We do. I think we do. We're going to do some more work in the background.
Yeah, we're going to do more behind the scenes stuff to try and attract more people. But it would be nice if you guys could help us as well. Because we don't ask you for help. Ever.
No.
Really. So, it would be really great if you could retweet or share statuses that we put up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. So, like, when a new episode comes out, and we always post it on Twitter or Facebook, just click one button.
Yeah, all it is, you just click the little share button on the status on Facebook, or just retweet on Twitter. Because that way we'll get out to more people, and that's kind of what we want. Because, like Ant said last week, I think the listener levels have plateaued, which is great. It means that you guys are coming back every single week, and we love you for that.
Yes.
But it would be nice just to help us to help you to help us.
Yeah, it is. Just the more listeners we've got, it'll keep us kind of. Like, it'll make us want to keep... I mean, we want to keep going anyway because it's great fun, but it'll just add sort of a...
We will put way more effort in, yeah.
Yeah, it gives us a sort of sense of pride. It makes us want to keep going. And obviously, the more people there are, the more suggestions will come in for stuff to talk about.
Precisely.
Because we can't scour the whole of the internet.
No, we don't have that much time. Unfortunately, we'd love to have that much time.
A few facts about that coming up later, actually.
Maybe.
Possibly.
But, yeah, it would just we want to be more interactive with you guys, and one way to do that, I suppose, is to get more listeners to be more interactive with, because we have people who do contribute. We have Jo, who contributes virtually every week,
which we do love, because she does give us quite good content.
It's true. Ozzy, occasionally will come in with stuff, although saying that, he said that he wanted to hear more gamer stuff,
really,
and I
haven't played anything for so long now. I mean, I got Tomb Raider for my birthday, but I just haven't
Have you
played
not?
It that much. I played a couple of hours, and then for some reason I just stopped.
Oh dear.
I don't know.
Need to get back on it, but again, that comes in with time and stuff, doesn't it? Really?
Yes. Yeah.
Because he's written a really good blog about like one of those little kind of I don't know what you call
indie
them.
game?
Yeah, the ones that you can buy off like the PlayStation Store or whatever, and
Xbox,
they're a couple of quid or something.
Yeah.
Really, really good. So I'd like to praise his writing.
Yes.
I wish I had his blog
address so we could share it.
Maybe I didn't think that it was going to go this way.
No, I didn't think we were just going to completely skip the go to abhpod.com.
No, but you can do that. And and also, if you do invite other people along, they can get in touch with us at abhpod@gmail.com as well. Drop us some email suggestions of stuff. Maybe you could suggest some interesting acoustic openers.
Well, not necessarily even acoustic, just something really interesting. Like that one we had.
As long as it's instrumental.
Yeah, I think we can get away with playing covers or mashups.
Yeah, possibly.
Mashups probably not, because there's too much going on, so it would distract.
Yeah.
Distract?
Both.
Yeah, could detract from what's going on and distract us.
Yeah.
So it's kind of instrumentals and things like that. We have found some really good ones, but not all of them kind of fit. You kind of need them to be up tempo, and
there needs to be a specific tempo, I think. Almost.
So it doesn't put us off like last week's one.
Yeah.
I think that was just a bit too jolly for us.
Yeah, I think so, maybe. But yeah, we've also got a Twitter account for the
Well, you're going to need to follow that to retweet.
Exactly, and you should follow at ABHPod.
Yes.
We also have our own personal ones. I'm
Hey It's Ant,
and I'm Hey It's Me, Tom. And we've got Facebook and stuff, but we don't have a Facebook for the show.
No, we can't. I mean, I think it seems pretentious because it's called a fan page.
Yeah, I think that's the thing.
I hate calling people fans. It's a bit like Will Flanagan on Telling Steve Davis. He hates saying fans.
It's listeners, isn't it?
It is. If it was a listener page, we'd be alright.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair,
we should set up a Reverb Nation, so then we've got listeners.
If we had fans, I mean, we'd know about it.
I think so, yeah.
Which is why
because then we'd be making more money through that Amazon banner on our website.
Yeah,
that
you
should click if you're going to shop at Amazon.
Yeah, go to abhpod.com, click on the Amazon banner and buy your stuff through that.
We're trying to get real smooth, sort of.
Really trying.
Yeah.
But it's jarring, isn't it?
But it's quite trying.
I
don't know.
Yes.
What do we forget every week? It was the Amazon, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But we actually got it in this
week.
And
also there is still a survey on the website that we haven't mentioned for a couple of weeks. And that kind of helps us to tailor the podcasts to your needs as well. Interesting stuff comes through that, and we take it on board.
We do.
Oh, sorry about that.
No, that's right. Unfortunately, the pop shorts don't help the sniffs.
Yeah, we've got new things. I managed to get through some pop shields.
So we can go pa 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 pa, and it won't blow your ears out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
That's cool.
Even
more equipment from our pockets.
I'm gonna have to get a bigger bag as well, because the amount of equipment is
it's just steadily growing. Yeah, mine went down slightly because we stopped. We used to use a second monitor so I could monitor the
that's true, yeah,
the recording, but I've stopped doing that because it was just carrying around a second monitor. Just ridiculous.
True.
But
yeah, so that's our call to you.
Yes.
Just please, retweet and share. It doesn't. Help. We're begging, basically.
Yeah. We'll do our bit on the back end, trying to sort out more listeners naturally.
We're trying to become slightly more professional as well.
Yeah,
we're trying to do a bit more research so that it sounds a bit slicker.
Yeah. Although this is a hobby, kind of does have a sort of monetary.
Kind of,
not for us, like it costing us money rather than gaining us money.
So we want to kind of make a proper go of it because we've spent a fair amount of money.
Yeah, and if we could just break even.
Yeah, it would be.
That'd be nice. I have a child. And I have a bloody gig habit, apparently.
Yeah,
well, the third one in 3 weeks. That was the Green Day intro was because I went to see Green Day at the Emirates last night.
Yes, how was it?
It was brilliant. I mean, it's Green Day doing what Green Day do, which is making it okay to be in Arsenal's football stadium. Yeah, they're just brilliant showmen. And even though I haven't listened to the last
3 albums,
they got the 3 albums they released. Plus there was the one before that between American Idiot and Una Dos Tre.
Yeah, I don't know what it was called.
Oh my god, I was talking about it with Liz this morning. I can't remember what it's called.
No,
21st Century Breakdown, or was that the song? Or was that the single?
I think the album was called that as well. But I have listened to that.
I've listened to that once,
and it's a bit hit and miss, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I thought it was very trying to carry on with what American Idiot was doing, but by sounding like American Idiot.
Yeah, what my
Una Dos Tre I was listening to this morning, and it's all right.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think with Una Dos Tre, it's really annoying to keep saying that. With those albums, it's because there's so many songs. It's not like American Idiot where they wrote shitload of songs and then just broke it down to the best 10.
Yeah.
Or 20 because they've got the 5-track single.
They put everything.
They've just kind of, we've made 50 songs, we're going to take 30 and put them out. Kind of so you get some bad ones in there.
Yeah.
But although I've not listened to those last 4 albums, still amazing. Still playing loads of old stuff, which is brilliant.
Yeah.
And they finished on a song I didn't know, and it was a bit of a melodic kind of
You mean they didn't finish with Time of Your Life?
They didn't at all.
They didn't play it at all?
They didn't play it at all.
Blimey. It must be like that REM and Everybody Hurts thing, where they were just like, can't be bothered to play this anymore. It's doing my fucking head in.
But yeah, they didn't play that. They played another sort of They played Jesus for Suburbia, which would have been incredible to finish on, like a 12-minute song. And that would have been incredible. But then they kind of went and played this other song as kind of... Oh. Well, so we won't start making our way back to the tube station yet because this can't be their last song.
Yeah.
And it was. And we just got fucking stuck.
Oh, rubbish.
We took my mum, so she had a back operation, which she's better from, but standing up for a concert and then trying to. And we walked around the corner to Arsenal tube station. There's like a massive queue, and the policeman was just kind of like, "Well, if you like queuing, stay here. If you don't like queuing, go up to Finsbury." I think it was. So we walked up to Finsbury. When you get to Finsbury, you queue. because everyone else went up that way.
Yeah, the police are telling you to
So
go
that's
that way.
like a 10-15 minute walk up to there.
Yeah.
So my mum's back to playing her. She said it didn't hurt, but she was uncomfortable. So we got to Finsbury and there's a policewoman. She's like, they're only letting a certain amount of people in. And we're just kind of like, is there like, can we get a bus? Because we drove up to King's Cross.
Okay.
So I parked to King's Cross and then we got the tube. Oh, for fuck's sake, that pop shield's getting in the way. We're going to have to sort that out.
See,
But
I've looped mine so that it doesn't.
So we ended up getting a bus to Holborn, and then I can't sort it out now. Holborn, and then we walked. Got King's Cross and got the car home. We got home about 2:00 this morning. Great
Wow,
fun.
really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And the gig finished about 10:30.
Yeah.
So-
No wonder you wanted a later start today.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously we know next time that I'm going to try and find parking closer, and like not leave it to the last minute to try and find parking closer. Because there's no parking at a football ground,
Really?
That makes sense.
That's ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, especially when the Emirates Stadium costs so much fucking money, you'd think they put a whacking great car park
but it's
there
right in
somewhere.
the middle of.
But I mean,
It's housing.
Yeah,
all
that's
around
right.
it. It's a residential area, and it's just a massive football stadium.
Yeah.
But I don't know of any football stadiums really that do have parking.
No. I mean, Maidstone United's ground has got a bit of parking.
Yeah. Paying display meters. Yeah.
Not exactly massive.
Yeah, and I've been to Gillingham as well, and it's just like residential parking everywhere.
That's right.
And
I mean,
they're very
essentially,
strict on it.
because football stadiums were built around parks in the middle of housing estates. Really, that's all it was. Because it's like a working class sport, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really.
Wow.
Which is why you get so much.
Not
fucking
anymore.
Idiots, knobs.
But we did have a bit of drama on the bus actually. We got on a bus and there's some fucking London chavvy.
Oh yeah.
Like bearing in mind this is maybe half 11 at night. Some guy got on and was started shouting at this woman like, "You fucking fat
Oh
cunt.
my god, really?
Like you just fucking pushed my wife and my girlfriend and our baby, and you're knocking the
bloody
baby flying out of the pram. You fuck wrong, and you're lucky I don't fucking smack you. Lucky there's CCTV on this." Number one, how hard did this woman bump into his girlfriend and the baby?
Yeah.
Secondly, why is there a baby out at like 11:30
Why
at
have
night?
you got your child out?
And then when the bus kind of drove off, the guy's running alongside the bus, like keeping up with the bus. He was running had a bottle of Diet Coke in his hand, and he threw it at the window. And you're just like,
Was he thrown off the bus then? Was he? Or?
well, he wasn't getting on the bus.
Oh.
He got on the bus to shout at this woman.
Oh.
And it was just like, oh my god, it all happens in London.
Oh my god. I've never really seen that much aggro in London.
Funniest thing though, there was a guy who's just this guy just kind of sat in the. Like, we were at the back end of the bus, and there's a guy just sat in the corner in his own, kind of playing on his phone. He looks like, he's fucking Indian, isn't he? He just carried on playing. Oh, what the fuck?
Oh my god.
I don't think he was. This guy was white. I was just like, all right.
Unneeded.
I'm sure he said that. He could have said any number of things, but to me, that's what it sounded like. He just kind of looked up, said it, and I was like, oh, okay. Oh, interesting. But yeah, very interesting night. But brilliant night. And like, it ended up costing us hardly anything. Like, we thought it was going to cost us a lot of money. We got to the car park, cheaper tariff on a Saturday that I didn't realise. So instead of it being like 17 quid, it was going to be 5.50.
Oh.
On top of that, a guy was just getting in his car to leave when we kind of got to the pay meter, and he said, have my ticket, which lasted us until like 9 o'clock this morning. I was like, all right.
Sweet.
So that didn't cost us anything, and then we got a special deal on our dinner, and it was like, brilliant.
Nice one.
Hardly spent any money. It's the cheapest night I've ever had in London,
Quids
I think.
in. Nice, yeah, because you go to London normally and you spend an absolute fucking fortune.
Yeah, in all that, nearly 100 quid you can spend, especially if you buy
easily.
T-shirts and stuff, but we didn't.
Yeah, no, I've stopped buying merch at gigs.
Because it's just ridiculous. 25 quid for a T-shirt.
Yeah, when I used to live at home and there was disposable income,
Yeah.
fine.
Oh, yeah,
25 quid for a T-shirt.
Yeah, you got a part-time job
or
or a full-time job, and you're not paying much rent.
No.
And you're not paying towards council tax or internet.
I worked it out the other night, actually, and I was earning something like £800 a month.
Yeah.
And I was giving my mum 160 quid a month. So you work out how much money
That's
I
just
had.
ridiculous.
That's why I was out every weekend.
But now you're kind of grown up and living on your own, and you're thinking, I wasted so much money.
Yeah.
I'm pissed off. I could have saved that. And
Yep.
I get like that all the time.
Yeah. Always living in the past.
Yeah.
Lamenting the things that are gone. But yeah. So now I tend not to bother with merch and stuff, unless there's a really good T-shirt.
Yeah, if it's an awesome sort of...
A design or whatever,
Yeah. Yeah. I'm back on the
Yeah.
yeahs. Yeah.
But I again mainly just work this week. I've not done a lot with my free time.
Well, I've had the week off. It's half term. We're on shutdown at work, so I just spent the time with Chloe. She was ill Monday to Wednesday.
Lovely.
So we spent Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday just indoors, trying to get her better. And Thursday came along. We took her to the Museum of Kent Life because we got the annual pass for that, so it doesn't cost us anything to go. But that was a nice day. It was kind of cold in the morning, but it was really nice actually.
Yeah, fair play.
Had a nice day.
Yeah.
Friday, I painted
wandering
the hall.
around. It's kind of like it's essentially it's a museum about kind of hot picking and.
Yeah, I didn't realise
like
as well, all the buildings in there, like, well, not all the buildings, like all the cottages and stuff like that, they weren't there.
Oh, really? Oh, they're mock-ups, are they?
No, they're actual buildings, like old buildings from Kent, but they've been moved.
Oh, I see. Oh,
like,
right.
the big sort of manor house one. It's not a manor house, it's like just a farmhouse, but it's a real big house. That was, like, found, I think, in Sandling Village, but it was like derelict.
Oh, I see.
So they tore it down and rebuilt it there, and the little cottages were where the M20 is. They were basically there.
Oh, right.
Building the M20,
So
they knocked them down and moved them into the moved them sort of a few hundred.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't. I actually decided this time I'll go around. I'm going to read.
Actually,
a few bits.
like take it in, yeah.
And I don't. Oldham Village Hall was always there, I think, and that was still being used in the 80s. That was. It's mad to think how recently all these old buildings have been used. But it is, it's a working farm with like old houses and things. So they've got a blacksmith shop that sometimes they do demonstrations there, special occasions, I think. But it is really nice. I like it there.
Yeah, it's a nice kind of pleasant day out, isn't it?
And I think because it's half term, they have bouncy castles and they had like the Zorbs they use them in the water.
Yeah.
Well, not quite Zorbs, but like big inflatable balls that people go inside in the water and just fall arse over tip.
Yeah.
I've never done that.
I've always wanted to do zorbing.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, no, I know. I would just quite like it.
There's that one about that guy who fell off a cliff in his Zorb.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Died, obviously.
Fucking hell. No,
but he couldn't stop himself or went off course or something. He fucking died zorbing.
Oh my god. Yeah, maybe I don't want to do it anymore then.
Or just don't do it near a cliff.
Yeah, do it somewhere where there's no main roads or cliffs.
Yeah.
Or runways.
A big field.
Yeah. Yeah, or you can do water zorbing as well, where they half fill it full of water. It's like being in a washing machine or something.
Sounds like a drowning. Yeah. So it's the way to drown. That doesn't interest me, water zorbing, at all.
No. It's just there's very few extreme things that I like. Bungee jumping, for example, never ever.
It's weird, like skydiving, bungee jumping. There's things I would love to do, but I know I'd shit myself and wouldn't be able to do it. It's like the detonator at Thorpe Park, which is one of those ones that takes you up the tower, right up to the top, and then it just drops you. Like, I've been on that a few times. It scares the shit out of me. It's like your worst fear realised, and then you survive, so you can remember that feeling of terror.
Yeah, good point.
Like, I'm falling to my death. No, I survived. That was horrible.
I'm going to fall 100 feet in 3 seconds. Yeah.
It is fun, but like I love roller coasters, which is a similar sort of thing, but because of the centrifugal force.
Yeah.
Like, it never feels like you're falling. It never feels like you're upside down.
That's right, yeah.
The only time it is kind of scary is on the Colossus at Thorpe Park, when it does the twist.
It does the corkscrew.
It does the slow twists.
Yeah.
So you're kind of upside down and then you fall into your harnesses. And
that really hurts.
Yeah, I almost lost a hat doing that one.
Yeah, I'm sure, yeah.
I was wearing a hat and I went upside down and it kind of came off my head and I just swung my arm up above and grabbed it out of midair.
Nice.
But you're always hearing change falling out, and there's that thing that...
Maybe these pop shields are a bad idea.
No, they're a good idea if I just put it out of the way like that. Yeah. It's not going to work.
No.
Anyway. But you're always hearing change, but they've got the thing that catches everything that falls out.
That's right.
Nobody ever gets it back.
No. It's your own stupid fault for having loose change in your pockets and stuff. I was on one there called the Slammer.
That's a fairly new one, isn't it?
platforms that rotate around an axis in the middle, but it holds you like that sometimes. So sometimes you're facing directly up in the air, sometimes you're facing directly down. And I remember there was one time where someone had loads of loose change in their pockets on the other side.
On
so
the top.
A shower of coins came down into our bit. Yeah.
That would have hurt. Yeah, those sorts of rides don't do anything for me.
No.
I'm roller coaster or nothing really.
Yeah.
Like fairground style rides.
I used to
like
like the
Samurai, the
waltzes.
Ramesses Revenge. No.
Yeah, no.
Waltzes I will go in, but it just feels so sick.
Yeah, there was we at university. I'm going to go back to university again.
What, you're actually going back to uni?
No, sorry.
Telling stories about
myself and Ollie and our other housemate Adam went to like a fun fair that was in High Wycombe. And we decided to go on the waltzes, but we'd all been out on a fairly messy night out the night before.
This
and I've got a fairly good constitution. Like even in a hangover, I'm never usually like.
Yeah.
I'm never normally puking all over the place or whatever. But we got on the waltzes and it started going and stuff. And the guy doing the waltzes was smoking a spliff.
Oh yeah.
He had a string vest on.
Somebody you definitely trust.
Oh yes.
In your life.
And it started, going round and you kind of pull on it to.
You lean to
the
one
speed.
side.
Yeah. And that was all fun until Adam went, "Oh, I'm gonna be sick."
So you're spinning as he's puking.
And we were just. Both me and Ollie were like, "Fuck off! It's not gonna happen. Don't say it because it'll." And then Ollie was like, "If you go, I'm gonna go for definite." And I was just like, "If I'm seeing people being sick, and
you're
gonna go. I'm gonna go as well. Just do not." But the guy had obviously heard this and decided to have some fun and span us even faster.
Oh, you bastard!
I mean, luckily. Nothing happened, but that could have been disaster. Because there's always at some point during the day, you go to get on one of the waltzes and there's a puddle of vomit in one of the carriages.
Definitely in a uni town, I should imagine. The like the vision I have in my head is like a top down. If there was a top down camera above you and like three of you being sick like that, it'd look like a fucking spirograph.
Or like a Catherine wheel.
Yeah, just Catherine wheel, just mix it up in the middle. That's just as you said. I was like, that's like a fucking spirograph.
Yeah. But we got off and we had a long sit down next to the river and didn't go on anything else.
I'm quite glad to have never had any moments like that. Oh.
Yeah,
I've had some weird, horrible pukey moments, like ouzo in Greece. Was the worst one. Like, I've not touched it since. And just
ouzo is not a nice drink, really. I mean,
it's like aniseed sort of spirit.
Yeah. Like Sambuca as well.
Yeah.
Sambuca.
Yeah, I haven't touched anything since that. I think it was in Corfu. Since that, I've not. It was like both ends deal.
No.
Yeah. It was
You
horrible.
didn't have ice in it, did you?
No. It was fucking foul. Oh.
Yeah.
Let's get off of that subject.
Yeah. Massive news this week. Big in the international scale of things.
I thought like massive news, like good.
Yeah. No. Well, yes, it is good. I think. The first gay marriage happened in France.
I briefly saw a picture of that and thought,
it was
gay
on
marriage sort of thing, but I didn't read.
No, I mean,
as usual, every week I don't really pay much attention to the news. Don't read it.
Well, it's a thing. The French only just made it legal for gay people to marry, and literally the next day.
This is proper marriage, not civil.
Yeah, this is proper marriage.
Not civil partnership. Civil.
So Vincent Auté and Bruno Bollier.
Bruno.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Got married literally the day after Francois Hollande passed the bill through French.
That
French
happened
government.
somewhere else, didn't it? Like as soon as the bill was passed, somebody got married. Was that in one of the American states?
Quite possibly, yeah.
And I think it was women.
And
I can't remember.
Yeah, maybe it could have been. Don't know.
A vague recollection. That's us with our knowledge.
Yeah.
As always.
I didn't do any research on that. But yeah, it was on the News 24 channel. I got in from work on like Tuesday, I think it was, and it was just live live
streaming a wedding.
broadcast. Yeah, and it was on all the major news networks. Like
wow.
It was on Sky News, it was on BBC, it was on it was all over.
They didn't
the
do it
place.
in any other countries. So why is it France?
Because I believe it's quite a big deal in France. Like
okay.
homosexuality is not something that is majorly accepted.
Which is quite surprising for France because they're quite.
Well, this is what I thought as well.
Yeah.
Like they're renowned for their lovemaking.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I think the Romans, like the Italians, the Romans especially, were more known for kind of fucking anything that walked.
Yeah.
But yeah, you kind of get the French is it's very romantic. Their accent is it's synonymous with.
But it's
with
more
sexiness.
Traditional romance.
Yeah. This is the thing because
What would be
apparently
considered traditional,
it's something to do with the French Revolution.
Oh, okay.
There's that kind of brotherly stance, and they were beaten down, and I suppose it kind of ties into Les Mis in a way, perhaps. I mean, I don't know because I've never seen Les Mis.
Yeah, Les Mis is set around the French Revolution.
Yeah.
There's nothing about homosexuality.
Oh, really? Is there not?
No.
I wasn't sure whether there might have been.
Well, I mean, it could be. There was a lot of men banding together, but it wasn't covered in. I don't know about the book. I've not read the book, but definitely not in the stage show, the musical version, as far as I could tell.
I'm just trying to find the thing. But essentially, like, there was a lot of protesting about this marriage, and there were I think Francois Hollande and the mayor of Montpellier, because that's where it was. That's where it took place. Helene Mandrois. I don't know.
Mandrew.
They were receiving death threats from people because they're allowing this to happen. And I mean, they were married by the mayor of Montpellier.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's such a massive thing that the mayor was ordained to do the ceremony. I mean, I just think it's good.
It's the mayor's way of
backing it.
Well, I was going to say it's the mayor's way of getting. Oh no, because mayors it's not. I don't know how it is in France actually. Because mayors do their term and then somebody new comes in. It's not a vote, is it? So I thought it might have been a political thing for him.
Or her, Helena.
Oh, sorry, it is.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's quite nice that
another country
is kind of accepted the fact that two guys.
It's not a choice.
Yeah, might want to. Yeah, it's not a choice. It's how people.
Actually, reminds me. Did you see that video? It was a viral thing, and I can't remember who done it or anything like that. But I just remember this person going around with a camera interviewing. I don't know if it was on YouTube or a news site or something like that. But they were kind of like, "Oh, how do you feel about like homosexuality?" It's in America.
Yeah.
Because that's the best place to do anything that requires some sort of thinking like that. You go to certain parts of America. Kind of, what do you think homosexuality? And they're kind of like, oh, do you think homosexuality is a choice, or do you think people are born like it? And a majority of them, I think, are just kind of, well, you choose to be man. And then the person turns around and goes, when did you choose to be straight? And they're kind of, oh, I didn't really, I suppose.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like, fucking think of it.
It's very kind of weird homophobic look at stuff, Oh, it's weird.
Homosexuality is a choice, but being straight isn't.
Yeah, it's natural.
And, some people stand by their stance and they make these arguments that kind of like, because they're so confident with it, you're kind of like, it sounds like it makes sense, but then you think about it and you're like, that doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah, when you step back and deconstruct it, it's like, no, you're talking out of your arsehole.
Yeah, but because they say it with such confidence, you're just kind of like, oh, no, what are you...
Hold on.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So, I mean... Yeah, lots of controversy, lots of jubilation, and I applaud any country that accepts that a couple of people love each other and want to get married. Of course, now then, because it's become law, there's a whole other thing that will come out of it where adoption and family rights and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, gay couple wanting to adopt.
Yeah, and then that will throw open a whole new can of worms. And
because
there were 150,000 people marched through Paris against this gay marriage bill, like. It's just like,
ridiculous.
Why? I don't understand what people's fucking problem is. If two people love each other and want to get married, let them do it.
They're not asking to marry you.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to watch.
Yeah. It is. It's just ignorance, isn't it? I mean.
Yeah.
I suppose I've always been quite an easygoing person, so it's just kind of,
People
if they
should
want to
just-
do it, fucking, why not? There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with it. Sorry, I want to read that as well.
Sorry, no, it's just I've got a message from actually one of my family.
Oh, really?
Who says we need to discuss our top 5 films and our top 5 favourite characters and actors, if you like.
Oh, I couldn't do that. I mean, my top
It's a
film.
difficult one.
I always
'Cause I
know my
think-
top one, but it's just a film I haven't seen for a long time, so I don't know if it still is. But at the time, I was amazed. It was just the first Matrix film, just like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's the one that holds up the best out of the Matrix trilogy. You go back and watch either of the other two, and they're, I mean,
Impressive,
Yeah,
but story-wise, like the Matrix story worked, and the
Yeah.
effects were awesome.
Whereas they just kind of went a little bit.
It's all
too...
based on Greek mythology. As
Yeah,
well, isn't it?
yeah.
But yeah, when they kind of get to the other two, it's just kind of, it is quite impressive, and the idea was good. But you know, they're all right.
It's kind
I
of been
suppose.
done to death now, though, hasn't it? There's
But
a
I
lot
mean,
of other kind of.
Going on lists of top 5 films and stuff, I love film, but I'm not into film where I would say these are my favourites, and I don't have favourite directors or actors, I suppose.
No,
really.
I mean, favourite directors I could probably do. Top 5 directors would have to include Spielberg.
Yeah, it's just the.
It's Spielberg, Lucas, Scorsese.
Yeah.
I would put Kevin Smith in there just because I like his style. He doesn't
Yeah,
make
not
outstanding
technically-
films,
and he's not technically great, but
but I like what he
I like it.
produces.
I suppose more with Kevin Smith, it's more writing.
It's
It's more as a writer than a director.
Yeah.
Because when you go for director, you have to know a lot about film and filmmaking.
And how
to,
it's made. Yeah.
you have to know a lot of the technical side. I mean, the easiest way, like for people like us with as far as directors go, it's you say, like, what are your favourite films? Who directed those films? Or how many of that director's films do you like?
Yeah, I think you're right.
And that's more about the choice of script they
In
work
which
on.
case, Tim Burton probably.
Yeah, and it's
would
more
be
about
up
the
there.
choice of script they work on rather than how well they make films.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. And actors, as far as that goes, I mean, Johnny Depp's up there because he's a chameleon.
Yeah.
And the Lone Ranger comes out at some point soon. He's playing Tonto, doesn't he? Which
I was
is
supposed to go and see Epic this week.
oh
But
right.
Chloe was ill, so we didn't.
No.
Fuck it.
I've not heard much about that, to be quite honest with you.
No, it looks quite good.
I think I would also put in that Natalie Portman as an actress because she kind of does some fairly challenging and
Yeah,
different
but
ones.
Star
I like
Wars.
Ellen Page as well.
Ellen Page is really good.
Yeah.
You think? But then, like I said before, in one of the podcasts, was like when we watched that roller derby one.
Yeah.
But she was very Juno character.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whip
does
It,
she
wasn't
just
it?
whip it? Yeah.
But Hard Candy, she was
Completely
incredible in that. I was terrified of her in that.
Yeah.
Which
And
is
she's
weird.
coming back to play Kitty Pryde again in the new X-Men film because she was in Last Stand, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was actually.
Yes.
Wasn't she? Yeah, but she was a very.
She's playing the same character in the newest film, but yeah, she was kind of a bit character because that character was in the previous 2 films, but it wasn't Ellen Page.
Oh,
It was
okay.
someone else, but she was drafted in because they were trying to up her profile.
Well, because they decided they were going to use Kitty Page and they needed someone a bit more well known.
A bit, yeah.
Which is a bit unfair. Or maybe that other girl was great as an extra.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe she wasn't such a great actress.
Yeah.
So that's 3. I suppose directors is where you got to go for Hitchcock.
Like I say, I'm not a massive film fan.
No,
I don't know if
Hitchcock,
I've watched
honestly,
any Hitchcock.
one of my favourite directors, just because he used these ridiculously long cuts.
I like the kind of stuff he done. Like I know Corky was telling us, like he wanted to get like a certain angle in one of his films, and like the cameraman was trying to get down, laying on the floor. He's like, "No, you need to get lower. You need to get lower. You need to get lower." And he grabbed like an axe or a sledgehammer or something, and just started hacking through the floor for the guy to sit in the floor. And it's like, that's awesome.
I mean, he was incredibly inventive. There's a film that he did called Rope, which is based on a stage play.
All right.
And it's supposed to have only 5 cuts in the entire 90-minute.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
And you watch it, and the cuts are seamless, even though it was made in like the 50s. I think it's got Jimmy Stewart in, really, really good. But yeah, the cuts, you can barely see them at all, and it just like these scenes go on. And I actually read up on Hitchcock a little while ago, and what they did was the apartment that the film is set in had movable walls. So the crane, the camera was on a crane, and it was moving around inside the room, around the actors, and the actors had to move around the crane. And then as they went through to other rooms, they moved the walls of the apartment, so the camera probably it was amazing
how they done it on stage.
Yeah.
But they done it on film.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's
Instead
incredible.
of having
and makes a good director
for sure. Yeah.
Or is that kind of more of the crew as well? I don't know. But yeah, the fact he chose to do it like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, another director everyone rates is Ang Lee, isn't it?
True, yeah. Although I haven't seen that many Ang Lee films.
Apparently he's quite technical. I started to watch... Was it Crouching Tiger? Was the one that broke him over here, like massively, blockbuster style. I started to watch that, but it was the ridiculousness of the film that made me stop watching it.
It's that Chinese thing of like people flying in the air, and
it's an anime style, but done live action, which I don't.
It's challenging to a Western audience basically because it's how the Chinese tell stories, and that's how they're.
It works. It's like anime. I've seen anime done like it, and it works because it's because of the effects they put on the anime style of it as well, like when they shoot forward like that and they have the fire going up behind them, and like it just works like that because it's a cartoon. It's supposed to look like that. When you try and do that in a film, for me it doesn't. I can't.
It's hit and miss. It depends whether you like Asian cinema, really. I mean, you either buy into it or you don't. I think my brother is a massive Asian cinema.
Oh, so he would like that.
He's got loads of them. He's got.
I like martial arts films. I like the martial arts films.
But there's something about specific ones. Yeah, I know.
But like
what you're
it's just
about.
the ridiculousness of that. I can't.
Yeah, but like I say, never really watched it. I've not even seen his Hulk movie.
I wouldn't.
No,
I've seen it.
This is what I've heard.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
The only good thing about it, and I heard it on a podcast last week, or the other week, because I haven't listened to any this week, was the way he used the comic book cuts, where he kind of comes out of one panel and then into another panel.
Oh, really?
He does it like that, and that's really good.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. But
no,
the film itself.
The big joke about that is that you won't like the Incredible Hulk if he's Ang Lee.
Nah. Really good.
So yeah, and I would put Jimmy Stewart in one of my top actors.
See, I'm not a big sort of director producer thing. I don't really know.
But films, I mean, there's too many films, and I haven't seen them all.
Matrix is always
because you're supposed to put Citizen Kane up there, but I've never seen it.
Never have I.
Corky would kill us.
Yes. But yeah, I think Matrix is always up there.
Yeah.
One of my top ones. What did I see recently that I don't really know.
This is it. When you put on the spot like this, I mean, I always ask people.
You
at the
need to
beginning
compile.
This is a compiled thing. Perhaps we'll come back to it at another stage. But Freddie, thanks for emailing in.
Is Freddie going to listen to this though?
I'll make him.
You'll make him listen to it. Good stuff.
His name has now been immortalised, and that seems to be what people enjoy.
Yeah. And you can tell from all the correspondence we get from everyone.
But when we do get correspondence, we listen and we act upon it.
Yes.
You know, so
don't be shy.
More people should get involved because we want to be interactive. Like I said at the top of the show.
You say that Joe got involved again.
Oh yeah.
There was a tweet she put about Pareidolia. I think would you say that's Pareidolia?
Yeah.
We like to butcher words. But it's about why we see faces in hills, the moon and toasters.
Oh, yeah, she mentioned something about this to me.
Yeah, she tweeted it and I did favourite it so I could always go back to it. But yeah, it's about, you know when you're looking at stuff, you always see a face. And I did read it. I've got to try and remember. Guys, I read it to make sure I knew what was going on and where the stuff was.
Yeah, yeah.
It is something to do with the way our mind is always looking for patterns in things. And like an innate sort of thing in a baby, like you take a baby that's like minutes old and it was always be drawn to a face. It's kind of something that's built into us. And
it's trying to make sense of all the chaos.
Yeah, and it's
isn't it?
Controversially, it's something to do with evolution.
No,
or one of the theories it's to do with evolution because that's a real thing.
You're talking nonsense.
Yeah,
sir.
No such thing as evolution. But yeah, they say it's about
you're a
like
witch.
You're drawn to something that will protect you, like a face of a person will always protect you, and like you will run like a caveman.
Yeah.
So like they compare it to like there's a caveman stood there and there's a rustling in a bush. Do I wait to see if that's a tiger or a saber-tooth tiger, or do I just fucking run?
Yeah.
It is a survival.
Fight or flight.
Yeah, it's a survival instinct. So like you're drawn to faces when you're a baby because faces will protect you.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
I mean, yeah.
Depends how hungry they are.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's to do with that. So that's why your face you always see faces and things, because it's a pattern that your brain is predisposed to recognise. So you will always construct a face. Have you ever seen the face in the moon?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
just there. It's, you know, and because
it's like craters and things. And
yeah, it's just the fact that there are just these random craters that seem to almost make a pattern that looks kind of like a face. But then you look at it and you're like, oh, it is like a face, isn't it? Yeah.
You know, I always remember when I was a young kid, and it's obviously being like growing up in the 80s and the 90s, hideous wallpaper on curtains.
Yep.
Just faces galore.
And artex.
Artex, yes. Artex, that's like that's a method of plastering, isn't it? 'Cause Artex is just plaster, but you'd kind of do it with a groove.
It's dappled or it's grooved.
And
Yeah. I mean,
that's
here,
wallpaper.
That's is it? Yes, it is, isn't it? Yeah.
The joys of renting, you get wallpaper on your ceiling. Yeah, it's a similar sort of.
But I've spent like every room that I've ever been in with a bed where there's artex. I look up in the mornings and I've always found a face or something. Like in the flat that I used to rent in Maidstone here, there was like there was a dog's face.
Oh really?
Like in
I
profile.
see you were seeing different.
Yeah, there was
shapes.
A dog's face in profile, like one with a long snout and a little nose on the end.
One of those dogs with a long snout.
Yeah.
That's not a cat.
Yeah, no, but some dogs don't, do they?
But they're bred to be like that. That's fucking cruel.
Which is mean. But there was also a human shape that looked kind of like a mummy, because it almost looked like it had bandages across it and it was kind of reaching out like that.
Fuck that.
Yeah, that was quite cool. You can find...
I've actually had situations where I've seen a face and like it scared me. Like it's a scary looking face. Like, because you're not expecting to see it, and when you're doing it, fuck for that. I always see faces like where I'm at work, because I work in a factory, and sometimes there's dirt on the floor or little bits of material, and it kind of drops in such a way that it makes a face. Yeah. It's just so weird, like
that your mind automatically projects.
Yeah, and you see
image.
Like in shadows and trees and stuff, and you see face. It's
And it's called what? Sorry, I'm sorry to make you read it out again.
I'm going for pareidolia.
Pareidolia.
Pareidolia. Pareidolia.
Yeah.
Pareidolia.
Yeah, let's just say it is. Yeah, because it's like that that picture there that you've got on the.
Yeah, that's the Mars.
That's it's supposed to be a face on Mars.
And that's upside down. That one. That image.
Yeah.
I probably will put a link so you can see it, because it's a fairly small picture.
I read into this, and they reckon that there's conspiracy theorists that reckon that is actually a sculpted face by some civilization that worshipped.
But that picture's from 1976, and that was more recently, but I think it's upside down. Obviously being... Hang on. Oh, you fuck.
Oh, it's all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously with the advancements in telescopes and photography and stuff, it's kind of like, well, it's not really a face; it's just a rock.
But yeah, it kind of looks like Patrick Stewart. No, it looks like the fucking thing from Thunderbirds. The villain from Thunderbirds.
Yeah, the Hood.
The Hood. Yeah. Actually, that reminds me. Seeing this picture, like when you see that house that kind of looks like Hitler. Have you seen that thing about that new kettle?
No.
There's a kettle and it's like sold out and it looks like Hitler. It looks like Intrinsic Heil as well. It's really fucking weird. Like the handle is kind of sloped, so it looks like his crop cut, like it's swept over here. And then where it's got, it does look like Hitler.
You can find Hitler in a lot of places as well, actually. It's weird, like houses and cats and...
I love Google's autocomplete. I put Hitler K for kettle. The second result was Hitler killing Jews.
Oh my god.
Here we go. Hang on.
Oh. Kind of does.
And it is doing
the way. That's really good. Yeah, we'll post some of these pictures up on the website so that you can go and have a look.
Yeah. Yeah, the people on YouTube are looking at us just...
Yeah, no, it's good. Go to abhpod.com after you've seen or
we'll put the links in the description as well. So. Yeah. And that, coincidentally enough, in the description, there's a little like button you can click.
Oh.
It's like a little thumb up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe you should do that too. And also go and subscribe and leave comments and rate stuff.
Yeah, do stuff like
on
that.
iTunes and all the other places have their own version.
Podcast
of
Pickle.
it.
We're in there somewhere. You can write a review.
Yeah. We'll put links to all these sites. So, shall we do a segment?
I think we shall.
The ABCs of ABH.
I don't know how loud this is going to be.
The ABCs of ABH. What letters today?
I. Now, this
Yes.
week, I don't know whether it's a cop out or not, really.
Right. Mine's a bit of a cop out.
But interestingly,
Yeah, we had this discussion before. It's actually recorded. That could be the extra this week.
we've both gone for the same thing. I don't know whether it's a cop out or not, but
it could be. But because we both thought it was a cop out, we kind of done a bit of research.
We've actually
I think we've taken different angles.
We've
on
taken
it as well.
very different angles, I feel.
Well,
But
yeah.
the I for this week for both of us, because actually,
It's very important to what we do.
yeah, it's the internet.
The internet.
Yes. I don't know who should go first.
I don't know. I mean,
Mine spins off into a completely separate
Yours goes
story.
dark.
Yeah, mine does go dark. And
Yeah, I mean,
we should
we'll-
have the dark before the light.
We'll
or-
go for my one because it's kind of like I wanted to kind of like maybe the origins of the internet, kind of
Yeah, why
stuff
not?
People,
Let's
stuff
set it
people
up.
wouldn't know,
Yeah,
and the fact that the internet and the World Wide Web are two different things.
they are, which not very many people know.
Yeah. Well, we could start with that
Because
Like,
the World Wide
internet-
Web was Tim Berners-Lee, wasn't
Tim
it?
Berners-Lee,
British.
Englishman. Yeah.
Yeah. But the internet,
But the internet,
very American.
yeah, the internet is. I mean, we'll go like differentiate both, like tell the difference about them. The internet is
Oh, sorry, creaky chair.
the easy way to put it, I suppose, is computer to computer communication. So, like, if I sent a message to your computer,
Yeah.
just straight to your computer, not via anything,
Yeah.
that would be the internet. It's all the computers connected together. It's the physical presence. The internet, the World Wide Web is the information on the internet.
Yeah.
So, like, our website is hosted on a server.
Yeah.
You are getting the information from there. When you type in abhpod.com, you're getting the information from there, not from our computer.
Nice plug.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Sorry, I was thinking about doing that. It just kind of come out naturally. But yeah, it is. Yeah, the World Wide Web is the information. It's the way web pages are coded, and it's the way. Yeah, and the internet is how we access
Yes.
the World Wide Web.
It's like packet switching and stuff like that.
It is packet switching.
I
well
know
done.
my stuff.
Which is, hang on, packet switching. It's a method of transferring data. It breaks information into chunks called packets.
Yeah.
So you get a music file. It's not streamed. Basically your computer wherever it is, breaks it up into sizable chunks and sends it. And that way, data can be transferred quicker.
Yeah.
So when you're downloading two songs at once, they download simultaneously. That allows. That's our neighbours. They've had a death, so they've got family round.
Oh, I won't laugh.
No. He was nice enough to come and tell us that he was going to be noisy a couple of days.
Does he know that we record on a Sunday then? Is that why he was apologising?
No. It's because of Chloe. So it allows you to download songs simultaneously. So where you're downloading from, one will send it a little bit, and the next one will send a little bit. Rather, if it was doing it as a sort of constant stream, it would have to download one before it downloads the next.
Yeah.
So that's what packet switching is. It can get very boring if we get into it too much.
If we go into too much detail, let's
I was going to say, but interestingly, what you might not know is there were 3 research facilities working on packet switching technology simultaneously without knowledge of each other.
Oh, really?
Which is ARPANET,
Yes.
Advanced Research, and they're the ones who won out overall.
Yeah. Is that the military one, the ARPANET?
Yeah, they're the one. Well, they worked with Defence.
The Department
DARPA?
of... Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they worked with. I think it's DARPA.
The Department of Armed...
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. It's an American thing.
Yeah, there was them. There was a NPL, which is the UK one, National Physics Laboratory. And then there was RAND, Research and Development.
Yes.
RAD, that's such a cop-out. Research and Development would be RAD or RD.
Yeah.
But they've taken that
AN
and then Development. Yeah. But yeah, ARPANET are the ones who won out overall, and they're the ones who sent the first message, which was supposed to be log on or log in, but they only got 2 letters through, which was LO.
Oh, right.
So it's kind of like, hello. But it was American, not English, so it doesn't work
So they
as well.
didn't get the joke.
No, and it was the actual computer that was receiving the information that crashed, not the one sending it.
Oh right.
So yeah, because that was direct communication, that was the internet.
Mm.
Yeah, and it was the original name for it was the internetwork.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Not quite as snappy.
But if we go through the QI page,
Yeah.
which Telegraph, quite interesting facts.
Mm-hmm.
That's somebody at the door. We can't answer it.
It will probably be a Jehovah's Witness.
There was shit. Where's it gone? There was a fact about it's not. There it goes.
Mm.
Basically, do you know what the majority of the information on the internet is? Everyone goes for
Porn.
but it's not.
Isn't it?
No.
We should have sound effects.
QI, yeah. But yeah, it's only about 1.1% of the website indexed by Google.
Really?
Websites indexed by Google and MSN are porn.
Oh.
A majority of it is news,
Is it really?
which is the fact I was talking about
Ah.
earlier. The majority of the internet is made up by news websites,
I see.
which a lot of people don't know.
No,
Not
see,
a lot
I
of people
didn't.
know
I didn't
that.
know that. Because everyone just goes, oh yeah, there's shitloads of porn on the internet.
Yeah,
it's
it's-
all porn. It's
yeah.
90% porn, 10% everything else.
Yeah.
Which is really, really stupid if you
Yeah.
think about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Again, stopping to think about something that someone said in an authoritative tone.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, it's 90% porn. Oh
Yeah.
right, okay.
yeah.
Hold on. It
If I
can't-
go and
like-
research that.
Really?
But yeah, I think most of the searches on the internet are for porn.
Yes.
But the information itself, because like YouTube gets like days worth of videos uploaded every hour, days of video. Oh, the oh bugger, where is it? What's that? 69% of web traffic is video streaming.
Right.
Fuck's sake. Oh, there's something about the size of the internet. It would have to be like 500,000 Blu-rays or something, or like 10 billion DVDs worth of
Bloody hell.
information. It was a lot.
I once saw a map of the internet somewhere
It's crazy.
where people had mapped out what a world would look like if it were, users of specific websites or something. Like there was a YouTube country that was like.
Oh, I see. So like the old psychology,
Yeah.
thing where the not psychology, is it? That's it's actually to do with the brain itself, the neuroscience, the human, but based on
They're persistent.
they are persistent. The human, but based on the size of the area of the brain that controls everything. So like the head would be smaller than it is. And
That's right.
just weird stuff like that. The lips would be massive and the tongue would be massive because there's so many like nerve endings on the tongue. So the portion of the brain that controls the taste is a lot bigger. Oh, that's the internet. Wow, Facebook's huge.
Yeah. Like Facebook is essentially
That's very
Russia. It looks like, well, the world, isn't it? I mean, it looks like it's been drawn by a 7-year-old.
yeah,
but,
Facebook's huge. Yeah. Oh, because actually, I did read a fact about how many people are on Facebook.
So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
kind of extrapolate that by, say, the size of a country.
Yeah, where's ABH?
ABH pod is I think it's a pixel somewhere in the sea.
It's a flower on
Yeah.
Google.
Yeah.
A blade of grass on YouTube.
But with your help,
Yeah.
we could become a small country. Just
possibly,
share us
yeah.
and retweet and things like
I've
that.
done all this research.
Sorry,
on
no.
it.
Sorry, I'm steamrolling.
No, I was
your
going to say I've done all this research on it, and then I just kind of went, blah, brain fart. Like I realised it's actually quite boring, so that's why I've done a brain fart on it. History of the internet in a nutshell, but no.
You've given up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm giving up.
All right.
But
Okay.
interestingly, related to porn on the internet is your one, is it?
Kind of.
Kind of.
I mean,
But
my whole thing is like, is the internet good or is it bad? I mean, as much as it's brought the world closer together, there's less and less kind of. I don't know. It seems to be to me. It seems to be breaking down people's communication. I mean, a lot of kids now don't seem to be able to communicate with each other without being
Yeah,
doing it through a device of some sort. You know what I mean?
Even
you always
I
see
was
people
sorry.
glued to their phones or whatever. They're just like constantly in a group of people. Just everyone's kind of like.
That was one of the facts on there that I've just
Oh,
closed
really?
down. Something about the amount of time kids spend online. They spend like 5 times the amount of time online. No, like 30 times the amount of time online than they do on homework.
Yeah.
And that got me to thinking, like, when I was a kid, like, if I wasn't watching telly, I was outside.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now, like Chloe has, like even Chloe, like she would rather sit and watch videos on YouTube on my iPad than go out and play on a trampoline.
Yeah.
Which is in the back garden. And it's just like
it's not even like that's effort or anything. It's there.
It's there.
You know?
She can go and play. But she would rather sit and watch people on YouTube. It's insane.
I mean,
but I would rather sit and do stuff on the computer than go out for a walk.
It depends.
I love going out for a walk.
I get a real kind of urge to go out. I really like. I was outside in my garden for 5 hours yesterday. I mowed the thing. I was getting all the moss out of the brickwork in the patio.
Yeah, I mean, there is something
ages, and it's really good to be able to look back and go, I've cleared all this. Like it's a
sense of achievement.
Yeah,
and I do like the problem is it's the same problem I had when I was at school. It's like school wasn't a problem. The act of getting ready and going to school, and it's the same thing. Like I would much rather be outside. But can I really bother to go and get changed and then go out?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I could just sit here and watch freaking
the
Netflix.
internet has made it possible for you to do fuck all with your entire life.
But feel like you've done something.
Yeah, but you will never be wasting time, even though, really.
You are.
Yeah. But you won't feel like it because you're...
It is good.
It gives you what you want to do at the click of a button. And that's great, but it's also...
the internet is good because you could learn something, but you're not going to learn something that's worthwhile.
No. 9 times out
but
of 10.
you've gained a new skill.
Yeah.
You've kind of lost one of your friends because you didn't give them a call and say, do you want to go and do something?
Yeah. I mean, I'm shit at keeping in contact with friends anyway. I feel,
and it's a lot easier now with technology.
Yeah, but I still, I find myself like I've got X amount of friends on Facebook or whatever. Do I talk to any of them on Facebook that often? Not many.
It's the thing when like a chat window pops up, someone's talking to you.
I don't have my chat on.
I do have it turned
off.
I do have it turned off, but like when it used to be turned on, that would pop up and it would kind of like, I'm just going to finish reading this article and then I'll talk to them. And then they go offline.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No.
You could have spoken to your friend. It might have only taken 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah, maybe I need to just be slightly more sociable. I don't know.
But I'm like that. I can't be bothered.
Yeah, it's
not. Like, I can't be bothered with the person.
No, it's interrupting what you're.
It's
on
the
there
effort
to do.
of talking.
Yeah.
The internet is. I mean, it is a good thing. It's
but
a totally
also,
good thing.
It's a terrible thing.
Yeah.
Another thing that's happened in this country off the back of a pretty hideous case in the news. A man was found guilty this week. A guy called Mark Bridger from Wales was found guilty.
You may know that name.
You may do if you've been watching the news recently. Was found guilty of abducting and murdering a 5-year-old girl called April Jones in a sexually motivated attack. It's just a horrible thing that he doesn't remember what he did. He doesn't remember what he did with the body. A body has never been found.
Oh, it's that same fucking thing like the Myra Hindley and
yeah.
With that Scouser boy.
Yeah.
Scouser boy sounds so disrespectful.
But he was found guilty this week. And was basically called a pathological liar and a paedophile because they found lots of images of child porn on his computer at home, which he denied at first. He said that it was he had it on there so that he could teach his children about sex or something.
And you've got to use pictures of kids for that.
Yeah, that's what I was just like.
I imagine you've got to really search for those pictures.
Well, this is it, and this is.
I honestly, quite proud to say, I don't know how readily available that is.
No.
I suppose if you know where to look, it's easily available.
Well, this is the thing.
But you've got to know where to look. So how would you know where to look?
You've got to be able to kind of know where to go before, or do you just type it into Google? I mean, this is one of the things that's come out of this case.
I did hear about that. Actually,
basically, is that the government and various other kind of child protection agencies and charities are trying to put pressure on Google now to put the safe search as their default search thing.
Well, maybe it's not.
Apparently it's not. I think you've got to switch to safe search.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Well, that doesn't make sense.
But which is why when you put in something fairly,
but is that going to do anything?
Well, this is it. I mean,
because like it will say, it always says safe search is your safe search filter is set to moderate. Click here to change.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not hard.
But what they want to do is well, it's on here somewhere. Is to make Google a safe search only, and then people have to kind of almost like register to get the unsafe search, so that then those people would be registered.
That makes sense, but then they'll track what you're doing.
Yeah, it's just another. It's a whole kind of human rights.
It's kind of like
freedom of speech.
I'd want safe search turned off.
Mm.
Because even for this podcast, there's a lot of stuff we might want to research in future.
Yeah, I mean, how would we have been able to report on a woman having sex with a dog?
Exactly.
If,
that would have been filtered
safe
out.
search was, yeah, precisely.
So like it's, but what were we searching for to find that story?
Well, we were just on HuffPost. We
Yeah.
weren't.
We
weren't searching for those.
But it's
things.
kind of one of those things. It's like, would I want to then register to have my safe search filter turned off? And then if I do that, well, who's going to come around my house and like investigate? Like it's one of those weird things in your mind as well. There's nothing to hide, but you still don't want people investigating.
That's right, yeah.
Because makes you feel guilty, and then you act guilty.
Yeah, well,
and there's nothing to be guilty about. It's kind of like that
thing of going through the airport, the customs, and it's like
and then
nothing
to declare.
No, but you still have this thing of like.
Have I? Is there something? I don't know. Did I? Oh,
have you packed this bag yourself? Yes. Why? But yeah, there's this debate raging about whether or not they can do it, because obviously Google is a company at the end of the day, a business, and it's trying to make money from ad revenues and stuff. And if they went safe search, their rivals like Yahoo and Bing and all the other ones may not, and they would reap the rewards, because people looking for stuff that isn't just safe would go to them instead of Google. And Google themselves say they have a zero tolerance on that kind of stuff, and if they ever find anything that is linked through Google, they'll block it from the Google searches anyway.
But have you ever done a Google search where something comes up where it says some search results have been omitted? Click here to see them.
Oh really? No,
yeah.
I've never come across anything like
I've
that.
seen some like that. It says click here to see the omitted search results.
Right. Oh, okay, so it's
and some of them are, I think some are totally blocked, and it does say like view our policy on blah blah blah.
I mean, I'm sure it's like they say they've got a zero tolerance policy on child sexual abuse content. They're already working with the Internet Watch Foundation to get rid of child sex abuse sites. Yeah, they're just, they do all in their power anyway. And then if people find things that have been linked through Google to a site and they don't like what it is, they make Google aware of it. Like people just email in with stuff saying, I found this through your site, questionable.
Yeah.
Why is it
well, that's quite good.
So,
maybe they need to make that more obvious how to do that.
Yeah, I think maybe that's the way forward, more than actually blocking a blanket of search terms, because those search terms don't necessarily mean that you're looking for child abuse.
The thing is, like
images.
a news story about child pornography could be blocked.
Yeah, I mean the most ludicrous
if
thing...
it's like an automatic algorithm, if it's like an actual person investigating.
I mean the most ludicrous thing was when I did work experience at the Bucks Free Press newspaper. They had a safe search policy on their systems. Now there was a pub in High Wycombe called the Rifle Volunteers, and because it had the word rifle in the title, couldn't look up anything about it. And that's what would happen.
That's
if
the problem
Google,
with like automatic, so kind of like we're going to block these words.
And
rather
it's
than getting someone through to allow.
to verify.
I mean, I
a
suppose
website
you
that
could have
isn't-
then phoned IT and said, "Oh, can you remove this website from the
Mm.
blocked list?"
Yeah, maybe, but that no one seemed to have bothered to do that.
No.
And you know, I was just at university and stuff, so
You had no
I
sort
had
of.
no, you know, no thing. But but yeah, I mean that's the debate that's raging at the moment. I mean, sorry, I just spat in your face.
Did you?
Would Mark Bridger have committed this crime had he not had access to those pictures? Is it that these people look at these things,
Or would it be a lot worse if he didn't have access to the
well,
pictures?
this is and this is the counter
Because-
argument, because like surely most people, if they got that urge, they're going to go out and do it anyway. But
Yeah.
if they've got access to just pictures and stuff, which is bad,
It doesn't
which is
make it
fucking
right. Yeah.
terrible.
We're not
Like,
saying
we're
it makes it right.
We're not advocating. We're just putting a counter argument
yeah.
across. Is it better for them to have an outlet in the virtual world, or does that outlet then encourage them to go out into the world and do it
I
anyway?
mean, the other thing as well is those pictures. How graphic were they?
Who knows?
Were they
don't
graphic
know.
images? Were they just images of children
It just
playing in their back
says-
garden?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, whenever the press reports on these things, it's always just child pornography or child
so does
abuse
me taking a
pictures.
picture of my daughter's first bath constitute pornography?
Well, this is it. I mean,
because she's
where-
naked.
Yeah, where is the line? You
Like,
know? And I'm sure that they would say that that is an image that would get a paedophile off.
yeah. And the other question,
Yeah.
which is a very controversial one, is it a choice?
Well, yeah, or is it hardwired into the brain?
Mm.
Yeah, you don't know. Some people are fucked up. You know, they're
Not that
wirings
we're linking.
No, and we're not. I mean, we're certainly not defending paedophiles.
No.
I mean,
But it
yeah,
is just one of those things. Is it an illness? Is it something
like
they
a
can
mental
help?
illness? Like,
Nobody knows, but because it's such a controversial thing, everyone just assumes it's a choice. They choose
yeah.
to be like that.
Yeah. And it just seems that more and more of these
I think
cases,
they're sick fucks.
more and more of these
personally.
cases have come to light recently. I mean, it definitely was going on.
Yeah,
throughout
it's
history.
been going on for years. And years.
But it just seems that there are more of these cases now. But
Because
is
they're
that
easier to
because
catch.
is it because they're easier to catch? Is it because there's more images out there,
Is it because of the internet, which makes
Exactly.
the internet a good thing?
or a bad thing because it's
But it brings them out, so they're easier to catch.
yeah.
Oh,
See, and this is my point. Like,
Yeah.
internet, good or bad?
both.
Both.
It's good because you can get so much information. It's bad because you can get the wrong information. But then that's good because the people searching for that wrong information are easier to catch.
Will be found, yeah, and sentenced. And this Mark Bridger is the 37th person in British legal history to be given a full life tariff sentence, which means he has to.
So, which were the
Sorry.
craze, weren't they?
Yeah, that's right.
Links back to another podcast.
Yeah,
we
listen
done.
to that a few episodes ago. Don't know how many that was.
No.
But yeah, only the 37th person ever to actually have to spend the entire rest of his life behind bars, and
Which will stop him.
The world's probably a better place for it.
He's going to be comfortable there because
Yeah.
the prisons are fucking like hotels now. Apparently.
Well, yeah, that's good. I think again, like those two guys from last week who've been charged now, they should all just get thrown in a hole somewhere.
I can't believe how many people have been arrested on that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah. But yeah, so the internet, good thing, bad thing. We don't know. We can't really answer it. It's kind of both.
Yeah, it's good for us because we get to do this.
Yeah, exactly. And without this, you would not hear it.
And we know how much of a blessing that is on your ears.
But weirdly, though, the subject of my dissertation was
Paedophilia?
no. Was the title of my dissertation was how is the internet and bloggers affecting the role of professional journalists as bastions of truth?
And now you're doing it.
And then I couldn't get a job in journalism after I came out of university, and I became a blogger.
Yeah.
What does that tell you?
And a podcaster.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So that is an interesting debate that, again, we won't come up with a...
There isn't a definitive answer. It's just something for you to contemplate, really. Maybe you'd like to put your views across on it.
So leave a comment.
Leave a comment down there on the YouTube channel.
Tweet
or,
us.
Tweet us at
I think I might
ABH
turn
Pod.
comments back on our website.
Yeah.
because we've got the spam filter on there now.
Mm.
That seems to be doing the job.
Yeah, or in that case, comment on abhpod.com.
If I ever get it. If I ever remember what code I changed to bloody turn the comments off.
Or give us an email at
abhpod@gmail.com. Every
It's
week.
getting into a muddle now.
Every week.
I might do that next week because we're running out of time.
And I was going to say we'll probably talk about my short-term memory at some point.
Yeah, maybe.
Keep forgetting to do that.
I think the other things I'll keep for next week because we've gone over an hour as it is.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, just leaving you with a little debate to mull over
Something
in your
to
head.
Contemplate. Yeah, leave us comments in below the video.
Yeah.
On our website, tweet us, email us.
Yeah, don't forget to retweet and share,
rate
comments
and review,
and stuff.
like.
Yeah, all the above. Sorry to leave it on a bit of a downer. It's a bit of a strange one, isn't it?
I mean,
It's
it could have been a lot more down.
Oh yeah, I could have gone further, but not going to. So that's been Anywhere But Here for this week, number 19.
Hey.
I've been Tom.
I've been Ant.
Bye.